the car hit the tarmac, and let's see what we're able to realize as a country. Thank you so much, audience, and everyone who has taken part of this. Allow me invite you all to a cup of tea in the Speak Ballroom. That will be for a few minutes, and then we are back for the next discussion on designing holistic energy access plans. Where does clean cooking fit? Thank you so much. I am Zahara Namuli.
I think a big round of applause for Zahara. Maybe the team can pose for a group photo on the stage. Thank you so much. And the ushers have a small token of appreciation for all of you. The rest of us would like to take a short coffee break, and I hope we shall adhere to the time. Actually, if we just go through these back doors, it leads to the Speak Garden or the ballroom up there. Pick yourself a cup of coffee and a bite, and if we can be back in 15 minutes to start the next panel, which is going to answer a lot of the questions that you were asking, as Herbert has already alluded to. So thank you very much. Mr. DJ, over to you, sir.
Uganda Investment Authority is driving the country's industrialization agenda. Uganda is on the cusp of an industrial revolution and invites you to take part in this journey. With a goal to establish 25 industrial and business parks across the country, Uganda is set to overcome constraints to set up industries and barriers to firm entry into the African market. Spread across the country, these individual parks will play a critical role in transforming Uganda into a modern economy and have the capacity to enhance social participation, increase productivity, drive innovation, and encourage investment. Other public parks are planned for the 5 regions across the country. In addition to the public industrial and business parks, the government also encourages the establishment of private industrial parks. Uganda welcomes you to invest in the various industrial opportunities existing in the industrial parks, as well as along the value food chain, like in agriculture, minerals, tourism, and general manufacturing. Invest in the Pearl of Africa.
For many developing countries, utilizing organic waste is a missed opportunity despite 64% of the waste generated being organic.
Overall, when we look at each of the cities or urban areas in this country, we are wasting a resource by dumping it in the dump sites. 70% of our waste can do something. And what this project was looking at was how do we start to recover and use it for biogas production. Others can use it for briquette production.
In Uganda, the Energy Ministry, through the Nationally Appropriate Mitigation Action and Biogas Project and respective communities, is busy converting organic waste into electricity for environmental, social, and economic reasons.
Specifically for this, the NAMA project, we needed to demonstrate to the private sector, government, and other stakeholders such as the government partners that it actually works and it is possible for us to have waste to electricity or waste to energy as a whole.
Since 2019, urban settings such as Kampala, Jinja, Mbale, Mbarara, and Masaka have been simultaneously tuned to lay ground for a national sustainable waste management strategy, the private sector inclusive.
We have 2 effluent treatment plants. One is 3,000 cubic meters for treating all the factorial waste.
Moving forward, all hands are on deck pursuing investment and growth of the waste industry. Waste to resource will exceed generation of energy such as biogas and electricity to include other byproducts such as fertilizers and ultimately achieve environmental protection. And Chitezi, a prime facility to establish a biogas to waste plant in the capital, Kampala. Towns and cities such as Kampala, Uganda's capital, Mbale, Jinja, and Mbarara are a bustle of trade, industries of whatever size and people throughout the year. Their population has in turn increased more than 5% annually, and such growing urban communities haven't only set in motion several businesses, real estate, jobs, plus immense contribution to economic growth. Jointly, the inevitable production and consumption of goods and services has produced a chunk of collateral, the waste. In all forms, solid, effluent, organic and inorganic, it's visible almost everywhere, along the streets, in the homes and businesses, gutters and drainage channels. About 70% of the waste in these towns and cities is organic, and the remaining split between plastics, polythene, electronic, textiles, and others which are non-biodegradable. The impact of such, if untamed, is profound on the environment, human and animal health, plus development. Government, through the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, with the funding from the United Nations Development Programme and the Global Environment Facility, set in motion the Integrated Waste Management and Biogas Project and ultimately the NAMA and Biogas Project, strategically set to utilize organic waste, wastewater, sewage, sludge, and agro-processing waste as a resource. The idea was to transform organic waste into energy, sustainably handling the multi-composed excess, protecting the environment and creating green jobs along the waste value chain, therefore a challenge turned into an investment opportunity.
This particular, how do we reduce the emissions to the environment from waste? From waste management. And so, given that we were interested in producing electricity, the NAMA on biogas production by the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development. The main aim of the NAMA biogas project has been to promote improved waste management in urban areas of the country with the aim of focusing on the organic waste stream so that we can be able to recover resources like biogas, then use that biogas to generate electricity that would then be fed into the national grid.
The country's sewage system covers just 10% of the national need, and currently the biggest feedstocks in the project are sewerage sludge, agro-processing waste, human and animal waste. For the cities, about 90% of the generated wastewater is untreated and simply discharged into the environment, and several couldn't position their organic waste as a resource. 5 pilot cities were selected: legendary Kampala, Mbale, Jinja, Mbarara, and Masaka, some of the latest babies.
The biggest success for this project has been to demonstrate what works and the value that we can potentially add to this abundant resource of waste.
Emily Namanya is the Supervisor, Environment and Solid Waste Management at KCCA. Through the project, they have ably initiated awareness campaigns and outreaches to local suburbs such as Kamocha, where trainings have established waste sorting at source.
With the support from the NAMA Biogas project, we were able to get some funding to interest communities to sort waste at source. And we were able to go to one of the communities in Kamocha, train the community leaders and some of the community members to look at waste as a resource.
Although waste is a crisis in nature, the collaboration between the city authority, KCCA and the Ministry of Energy is set to create a sustainable resource banking on the undertaken feasibility study and lay ground for private sector investment in the waste industry.
One, it contributes to one of our moonshots, which is increasing access to renewable energy. It increases to reducing waste, which is one of the drivers of vulnerability in towns through clogging of drainage system, pollution of water systems, and others. But also, a sustainable city should have a sustainable waste management program that ensures reuse, reduction, and proper waste management where waste cannot be reused or cannot be reduced.
Jinja is one of the top 3 major cities in this country. The city generates 220 tons of waste per day, managing to collect 59%. Often, it's choking on waste like most shabby towns in the east. But 60% of the 220 tons is organic, therefore a resource.
The NAMA project, which has helped us to plan for our waste management in Jinja. It brought us the idea of integrated waste management, which requires us to sort waste so that we can get things of value out of it. The other advantage is that we have got facilities like the trommel machine, which is going to help us sieve compost. And also we have got a biogas toilet in the Jinja College, which is going to make biogas. The biogas will be burnt to provide electricity, and this will leverage the cost of electricity in the school.
There is more anxiety beyond the potential to generate 2.8 megawatts of electricity from its waste. For the different divisions, the green jobs are a joy, and the formerly burdening waste portfolio will be resolved for the better.
Tulina obuzibu bw'amaanyi mu kasasiro mu idinda n'eryo tuyiwa kasasiro ku dumping site. Kasasiro yabaire ali tukaluubiriza ino nga tuzira bwe tumukola nga n'abakozi baife bawulira bubi nga bali muyoola.
Tufunye ekyuma wansi eyo ekijja okuba kasasiro oyo akola amasannyalaze ne Masese era n'agumya abantu ba Jinja City nti kasasiro ajja kuyamba abantu ba Jinja okugeneratinga more revenue.
The waste being generated is about the same in terms of structures. More than 70% biodegradable waste, and all of it commingle. Then most of the urban areas except Mbarara, they were using the government resources. It is Mbarara which had gone ahead to fully privatize the waste collection process.
The eastern city is also home to one of Africa's biggest sugar factories, Kachira Sugar Works, an outstanding private partner in the NAMA biogas project. The 2.2 million tons of cane consumed per year present abundant agro-waste feedstock, both solid and liquid. The bulk is now handled through the effluent treatment plants and cogeneration to produce electricity. The measure isn't only a cost-cutting means, it also fits into the country's green manufacturing strategy. Through effective investment over time and support from the Energy Ministry, the company is selling extra power to the government, 30 megawatts connected to the grid and 20 megawatts for institutional consumption. The development instantly creates a diversity of energy sources beyond the customary hydro and solar.
Currently, we are the largest cogeneration plant maybe in East Africa, supplying 32 megawatts to the grid. And then we're using about 20 megawatts for internal consumption and for factory operation, irrigation, and all other operations for the group. Our main innovation came into dispose of the solid waste, which is bagasse. Bagasse is the fibrous residue which is left after crushing the cane. Because the cane is comprising of water, sugar, and then the fibrous residue.
Up with mechanisms as government to support them to get the resources that they would need to invest in this area. We already appreciate as government that to some extent you need resources. The upfront costs for setting up these biodigester systems can be quite high. So we are looking at financing, innovative financing models for supporting these households to invest. And we will also want to support them to appreciate the other benefits that come and be able to build businesses around the biodigester. So that way, as we demonstrate the potential and the value that comes from this value chain, we should be able to incentivize households to invest here in this particular value chain for electricity and other benefits that come from the biogas value chain.
NEMA is short for National Environment Management Authority. Its mandate is simply oversight over the environment through implementation of key provisions such as the Environment Management Policy.
Management is a big issue, but the starting point must be how to plan for them. How do we plan for waste collection, waste transport, waste sorting, waste value addition, and commercialization of waste. So the project has helped us to develop plans for waste management in all the cities where the project is operating. In addition to planning, the project has helped us to develop ordinances in these cities. Ordinances help us to really provide the order or to create procedures and create offenses, do's and don'ts in these jurisdictions, in as much as we have a National Environment Act, which is universal.
Similarly, many Ugandans are now conscious about the essence of environmental protection, citing the role of landfills, for example. Mbale is the biggest city in the land where the sun rises. Seated in Bugisu sub-region, one well known for the prominent highland ranges and Arabica coffee. But beyond that is its ever-growing urban setting and affiliate features. Like others, waste management is an outstanding concern, generating 450 tons per day amidst low collection. Nakaloke Senior Secondary School is government-owned and one of the 5 national pilot institutions to set tone for community biogas use. According to the head teacher, beyond containing the matter and burden of the 3,500 students plus extra staff, electricity is being generated, emptying costs banished, the environment protected, and thus a relief to the institution.
By the introduction of this project, we are very hopeful that it's going to help us. One, it is going to reduce on the costs that we have been incurring, both on electricity and the money that we incur on emptying these latrines. We even incur a lot of money because this project even has an incinerator where these children can drop their pads and the changing room and the like. We are no longer going to have a situation where our children used to even dump their pads, their used pads in the latrines. We used to use electricity, 100,000 for 2 days for electricity. But because of this project, it is going to help us in cooking because we are going to get energy for cooking. We are also going to get energy for lighting.
For the success of the Waste to Energy project, benchmarking was done from the capital, Kampala. The awareness and training campaign launched and good mileage has so far been recorded, first by the Environmental Authority.
As Mbale City, it has created a change in Mbale because right now we have a number of youth groups that are collecting different types of waste, especially the plastics, and selling them for an income, and that has helped to enhance the clean. important and very, very beneficial for us as people of Mbale City.
Mbarara is one of the latest cities. What's in stock for it is exactly what the likes of Kampala and shanty towns in the east, north and central have been dealing with. West. Like the others before it, organic waste dominates the portfolio. The city's major dump site receives about 250 tons of waste. But interestingly, it has unleashed a unique approach. From the Nama Biogas project, benchmarking was done and the community has been trained on solid waste management. Still, organic waste is being turned into biogas at Mbarara Junior School and now a community demonstration point.
Under the Nama project, we were able to select the schools that are benefiting from the biogas facility for electricity generation. And we moved through schools to assess their capacity. And this was in Nyamichewora Primary School, Municipal Primary School, and Junior School. And when we went through the assessments, we were able to select Mbarara Junior as a site to host the biogas facility. And the purpose here is that we demonstrate how we are able to generate the biogas and how we can use this biogas for light.
Mbarara Municipal Council, which saw it fitting that our school, now Mbarara City Council, which saw it fitting that we should benefit from this project.
There is also been interest now in biogas production, particularly from West. For the most part, we've been seeing biogas production at domestic level from cow dung, from human waste using the biolatrines. But now the interest has been generated that actually from the organic solid waste that probably you have in your markets or your homes, you can produce biogas. And so we are very optimistic that this project has triggered a lot of interest, but beyond that, that we can actually have a pilot plant that will help people to actually visualize more. Yes, the demonstration plants we are putting up are 60 cubic meters. So yes, people will see that, but we would like a bigger plant that can help cities to appreciate how to manage their waste, what they can use it for, not just probably biogas, but also briquettes and other products that could come from that.
Through NEMA and the World Bank, Kenkombe composting site was gazetted, a local replica of Chitezi landfill, and it's perfect for manure harvesting and containing greenhouse gases such as methane and carbon dioxide. Amidst challenges such as funding that impeded its prior objective, there are plans to revamp.
It was the cardinal objectives were three. Number one, it was to make compost manure out of organic waste after sorting, segregating and separating biodegradable from non-biodegradable, then composting the organic waste. That was one of the cardinal objectives, to make compost manure. Then another one was to reduce all greenhouse gas emissions. you know, when waste is not well attended to, it emits some hazardous emissions to the environment that deplete the ozone layer, eventually causing global warming and climatic changes. So it was to reduce on those carbon greenhouse emissions. Then another third one, of course, it was to have a clean and healthy environment. There is no how you can maintain a clean and healthy environment minus such a facility.
Is not sorted, and this is what is being taken to the dump site. The other activity that was done under the NAMA project was about the exchange visit, or what we would say benchmarking, where the staff and the other households, we benchmarked with the Masaka City Council, and here we are specifically looking at how do they manage plastic waste.
One common factor in the NAMA project is awareness and sensitization. Likewise, Masaka was treated to the same menu. Waste is no longer proudly littered in the central business district. Similarly, benchmarking on Mbarara, more lessons on waste management have been grasped. Waste streams and the bulk are now well known, and biogas isn't an exotic topic.
We've also been trained in biogas. Of recent, we had a training in Renewable, which was really very important to us, and we think that we have the capacity, you know, to sensitize the community when it comes to biogas. We are also very grateful for the waste flow study. We now know the waste streams in Masaka City, and I hope that on this one I can guide the city basing on the study that was conducted. I feel and I hope that I can guide the city to plan for waste management appropriately.
But a special connection to recycling is evident in this city, and it seems to be the home of animated environmentalists. Upcycling and recycling the befitting collection has been integrated. EcoBricks, a member of the Uganda Recycling Association, is on course to an environmental and green job movement, making the use of plastic waste. The facility collects between 25 to 30 tons per month, and that is transformed into items such as pavers.
It all starts with collecting from the society, whereby people that initiate like in collection of plastic basically earn money and then pay tuition for their kids and their basic needs, and then a kilo of plastic costs 700.
Action for Climate Change and Environmental Conservation is another local climate justice firm. Interestingly, their work on briquettes is drawn from the NAMA biogas project, and they are proud of it.
I came to learn about this skill, how to convert waste, through the NAMA project under the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development. That's when I came to learn through the training at Chimanya back then. There were some groups of women
Ignited. With initiatives such as sorting at source, majorly markets, much of the waste will be utilized. The impact of poor waste management on development is gross. There are social, economic,